All right, what's up, guys? It's Mitch or Deity, and this is not going to be part of the normal guide. This is going to be like an extra thing for those of you that are playing during this time. I won't add it into like the guide playlist, but we have a bunch of new stuff coming. So we have Ancient Inheritance coming for Guild. This is why I'm pushing everyone to get into our new player guilds as fast as possible, because the gear that is going to be coming from this is unbelievably good, and the rewards you get from this are insane. So if you're not in a proper guild, you're not going to get good rewards. Our new player guilds, I'm not sure how far we're going to be able to get, but the thing is we have all active players within them so far, and we're kicking people and replacing them with active players. So within this, we should be able to get pretty far into it. I will be making kind of guides, or at least explaining what to do, and we'll be giving tips and everything within the Discord to get you there. So link to Discord will be down below. uh Try to get in there. I'm setting a couple new guild leaders today. We're going to try to get everyone as set up as possible before we get into Ancient Inheritance, but that is one big thing that's coming. Next up, we are going to be having the new collab that is here. So if you go to summon, you can see there is Rem and Amelia now. So there's a reason I pushed you guys not to summon on Guilty Gear. The only character for new players worth it in Guilty Gear is Baiken, and that is to one-shot Banshee, but it's not necessary at all. You can do regular Banshee farming, and then you can get Baiken next year. So that's why I didn't push this heavily. I said you could spend your resources however you wanted, but these banners are both so much more value than the Guilty Gear banner. Rem is pretty good character. She's relying on an artifact to be used in PvP. She needs either Sigurd Scythe or Golden Rose. So to use her effectively in PvP, you're going to need a counter set and that artifact so that she can sustain, but she can be used decently, but she has fallen out of the meta big time. But for a newer player, you could get some use out of her for sure. She also can be used for some PvE content, quite a bit of it. Mostly Wyvern one-shot, but there's a few other things you could bring her that she does a great job. Next up, Amelia. Amelia is a pretty good unit for newer players. You can put your fastest gear on her and create an opening character that will CR push another character, making Arena really easy. And also, if you get fast enough, you can use her in RTA, and she will be a good opening character for you for that. So both these characters are much better. Now, in terms of their artifacts, both of their artifacts are fantastic. So we have Azure Comet. That is going to give you an extra 15 crit chance, and whenever a character dies, your character that has the artifact on boost up a combat percentage amount, which is fantastic. So for a character like Shu, you could use Azure Comet on her early on, as you might not have any good artifacts. Next up, Amelia's artifact is the most valuable thing within this, especially with me telling you guys to start with Destina. So with these artifacts, you can be summoning on either of these. They will be fine. The thing is, it takes 600 bookmarks, so if you're going to summon on them, hopefully you get lucky. If you don't, you're going to want to try to pity it. So the thing is, I keep saying, be very frugal with your resources. So with your bookmarks and skystones, you don't want to spend too many skystones as a new player on summoning, because you will lose a ton of progression, and it's just not very good. But in terms of using your bookmarks, you can use as many as you want. You can use some of this for summons, but I'm telling you, the more skystones you use for refreshes as a new player, the better off your account's going to be 6 months from now, or even 3 months from now. You're actually going to have way more geared characters, because we're going to use a lot of these skystones for farming Wyvern. As you can see, I am auto battling Wyvern in the background with my very poorly built team. For now, we are still trying to finish it up, but it is cleared 6. So the thing is, I'm still getting some Wyvern stuff finished because my new player buffs are gone. If you have new player buffs still, you should be farming unrecorded history until these are gone. Once unrecorded history is gone, you will be trying to set up your Wyvern team. I will go and fine tune it today to where I'll get that fail number down to 2 or 3 for 15 runs. But for right now, as long as I'm making some progress in the background while I'm doing other things, that is great. So one thing with the artifacts, though, if you are summoning on them, you also have the option to come into here and buy them. The first priority is going to be your Guardian Ice Crystals. This you will get more use out of, because if you start with Destina, it's a great artifact for her, and this artifact is best in slot on a ton of characters that are support Soul Weavers. So this is the number one thing worth buying. You might not have enough powder of currency, but we will be clearing Abyss over the next few days up to Abyss 100. So I'll be making guides on all of those floors, and this is very, very nice to have. So you will definitely be able to buy this, and you could technically buy an Azure Comet as well, based off the amount of powder we are going to be getting. But first priority is Guardian Ice Crystals. So with that, just trying to let you know that that is the most valuable thing within this, is the Guardian Ice Crystals artifact, but getting either of the characters is fine. So the Cena will go on that artifact if you do get her. If you get Amelia, the thing is you probably won't have the speed to use her right away, but once you start farming some Wyvern, you can get her up to 230, 240. By getting her to that point, you could use her in clearing arena very, very easily because she boosts combat readiness, boosts the character, and gives them attack buff. You could boost your Spectre Tenebria, snipe the most dangerous target on their arena team. So like this team right here, it's not really a good example. Is this guy level 70? If he is, we are not fighting him. He's rank 67, but he's probably still gonna plow over my team. So a team like this, if Rand wasn't here, you know that your Amelia is going to be faster. So you can just use her, boost up, kill whichever target is the biggest threat. And then from there, you can probably win the game pretty easily for free. So that is the idea behind using Amelia early game, and then you'll find more uses for her later. She does cleanse. If you get better gear for her, she'll do more for you than any of the Guilty Gear characters. The thing with damage characters such as Jacko that need, so the reason I didn't push Jacko is she needs a little bit of speed and really good stats for her damage, and then you also need a character to go before her. So she is a character that is relying on good gear and then takes another character that is really well geared to be able to work. Whereas Amelia, she is a support. You just put the best gear you can on her. She's gonna work by herself. She'll just support your other characters, and then she's just a lot easier to gear. In terms of getting Rem though, Rem is the second priority I would say within this, because like I said, without the artifacts, you won't really be able to use her in PvP. In terms of trying to build a Wyvern one shot, Rem is not good for Wyvern outside of Wyvern one shot. She is just, there's better characters. You could use 3 and 4-star characters that will do just as good, if not better than her. She just isn't great for trying to do Wyvern. So if you think I'm going to grab Rem and force her into a Wyvern team, it's not going to work too well. But if you do have Rem later, she creates the opportunity to build a couple very, very easy farming teams. So she's not bad to have, but she, like I said, is another example of a character that will sit on your account and you won't be able to properly use for quite a while unless you get lucky and get the things she needs. So that is going to be going over all that. In terms of Ancient Inheritance, we will be putting out guides and everything for that. But the only other thing that I can say is, in terms of the side story, definitely do the ReZero side story. You do get some decent stuff throughout this, I believe. And if you pull any of the artifacts, you get extra currency for it. So the exchanges are pretty good. This piece of gear is good. This piece of gear is okay for a new player. It could be pretty decent. It could round out a set. And this piece of gear is pretty good. So these 2 pieces of gear are great. This one's just okay. So getting those is really worth it. In terms of getting the duplicates for Rem and the artifact, I wouldn't really push that too much. But if you want to farm it, you can. You can see how expensive they are. So that is a big stamina sink. So you can get some bookmarks out of this, and overall it's a pretty decent value. So that gear is definitely the thing worth getting. Now in terms of the Guilty Gear side story, you have 6 days left. If you're a newer player been following the guides, the problem with this is you are not going to want to dump a ton of stamina into this. The thing with Portrait of Saviors, as a new player, you'll be able to get a couple copies if you heavy farm it, but the thing is, you will not be able to use these Portrait of Saviors. You're only going to need maybe 2 at most as a new player, and you're not going to be able to upgrade them because we have so many artifacts to upgrade right now. So over farming this right now doesn't really help you at all. It kind of hurts you if you're trying to get people are saying like get 4 copies of Portrait. If you're a new player, getting 4 copies of Portrait, 2 to 3 of those copies are going to sit because you can't upgrade them, and you're better off just getting 1 copy, 1 to 2 copies based off if you can complete up to hell mode. Every hell mode entry you do, if you beat it, you can only do it 5 times, but you get a guaranteed lollipop that you can trade in. I would not bother getting the Junkyard Dogs as a new player. Having just the 1 is okay. You can put on Terranor Guard. If you want to get extra copies, you can. In terms of getting the soul, it's not terrible because you can get an extra 5-star out of it by feeding the souls into the main. You get the Spirit Blooms. It's okay value because you get basically a free 6-star plus you get imprints for him. It's not free because you're going to have to use a lot of stamina to get these lollipops, but overall, I would not put a lot of time farming into this. So with that, if you are able to beat Hell, I would go ahead and get 1 max copy of Junkyard Dog. You can get an extra 1 to 2 copies and just plus 15 them for now and make them work, but I would not heavy push farming portraits like other people are telling you to do, because they will sit on your account. The thing is, this is going to be back next year. Almost, it comes back every single year. I could be wrong, but I'm 99% sure it'll be back next year, because if it wasn't going to be back, they would have told us this is the last Guilty Gear rerun. I have faith in Smilegate that they're not going to not tell us that it's a last. If they end up doing that, they're going to get so much pushback that they're going to end up giving us a way to get them one more time, because as a community, we usually can come out and get Smilegate to reverse decisions if they're a terrible decision like that. So I wouldn't be super stressed about getting the limited stuff in this game. Everything limited has come back so far except for one thing. So until things change from that, I'm still going to give the same advice of don't be super FOMO on limited. If next year ReZero will probably come back again, we might get a new character next year even. So don't be super scared that you're not going to end up getting what you want or not have a chance to get them again, because the way the history of the game, there's always a chance to get the things again. And the character that didn't come back, it was a VTuber collab that said VTuber in a condescending way. I have nothing wrong with VTubers. Sorry if that came out. But it was just a weird collab is what I'm trying to say. But it's a VTuber collab for Kazuna AI, and it did not come back. But Kazuna AI is not necessary. She's not that great in any ways. Some people try to use her, but there are better options than her. She is not a core meta character. So that is all I got for this. Hopefully this kind of answers a lot of your questions. The next portion of the guide will be up later today. I'm about to go live on Twitch and stream for a bit and farm. I will be live on YouTube later to do some account work. So if any of you guys want to see how I do account work, you can watch out for that stream. I'll be posting when I go live in Discord. So that's the best way to get notified, is being in Discord. And also get in the guilds for an Ancient Inheritance, because I'm telling you, the rewards are amazing. But that's all I got for this video. Just quick overview of everything. If you have any other questions, comment down below. It's been Mitch or Deity, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.